welcome back to Comic Talk. Today I'm reviewing one of the most polarizing, not polarizing, directed by the most polarizing person, M. Night Shyamalan. The movie, oh my god. Okay, so if you guys were kids in the early 2000s, you most likely watched Avatar, The Last Airbender. If not, you probably saw it when it came on Netflix just this year. And what a show it is, with great characters, great stories, adult storylines. The animation is phenomenal. Just it doesn't dumb it down for kids, so it has these great rich stories, and it has, you know, just great characters in general. Aang, Katara, Sokka, Sokka the funny one, Katara like the mother figure, Aang going through the journey of him being the Avatar, and him realizing that he has to be the Avatar even though he doesn't want to, running away from responsibility, just all these life lessons, and just great around story all around, regarded as one of the best Nickelodeon shows or the best animated show of all time. And M. Night Shyamalan was like, I'm gonna make a movie on that, and people were excited because this is one of the best shows of all time. You have all this rich story to get from, and what does he do? He botches the whole movie. I'm reviewing not Avatar, because there was already a movie. That's why it's called The Last Airbender, the live action movie. M. Night Shyamalan made a movie, The Last Airbender, where he tries to basically compact all of season 1 into one movie. And I think even if he did a good job at the movie, which he did not, I'm gonna go over the problems I have with the movie. Is there any redeeming qualities of the movie? We'll get into that. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you guys think of the movie? Did you guys completely hate it? Did you guys not watch any more M. Night Shyamalan movies after that? Because M. Night Shyamalan, he has these great movies where it's just phenomenal. Split was one of my favorite movies of that year, and then he does movies like The Last Airbender, which, my goodness. So let's just get into this. Yeah, even if you did a good job, you're not gonna, this rich and story show, you're not gonna put all of that in just to one, all the first season in just to one and a half hour movie, and you're gonna miss a lot of stuff. The stuff that you missed, the jet episode. I'm looking up behind it right now. When they go get Aang in the first episode, they build a relationship with him. They go sledding on the penguins or whatever, and they build this relationship with him. So then when he does go, when the people from the Fire Nation come and take him, and when Zuko comes and takes him, you're like, oh, okay. So they build a relationship with this person. They kind of they're like, oh, this is my responsibility and all that stuff. So they build, in the movie, they're like, oh, we just met him 1 second ago. He's our thing. Okay, don't get me started on how bad the actors are. You know how in a movie where, like, let's see, what's a good example? Venom. If you guys saw Venom with Tom Hardy, Tom Hardy makes that role. It's one of those movies where if he wasn't in the movie wouldn't be good. But he made the movie good. In this movie, we don't have that. These actors are not anything like the characters that we know and love. Sokka, or they call him in the movie Soka or Suka. I don't know where the hell they call him in the movie. He doesn't make one. He's in the show. He makes all these jokes. He's like the comedic relief. In the movie, he makes zero jokes. Zero jokes. The most bland character to play a character who was supposed to be the comedy relief. Like, come on, like, what? I think he was watching a different. M. Night Shyamalan was watching a different show, because he is not anything like he is in the show. Let's see what else. Aang, he again. Oh, don't get me started on the bending. The bending, oh my goodness. They take 20 moves, 20 moves to move one little rock. Oh my goodness. To show what one earthbender could do with just the bending itself is just crazy. They're lifting tanks, metal tanks. They're lifting off the sky and crashing them. In the movie, it takes 6 people to move one rock this big. You heard me. 6 people. And they have the earthbenders in jail. Not on a metal boat like in the show, because none of the earthbenders knew how to metal bend at that point. Only Toph was the first one, and that wasn't until season 2. But in season 1, they put the earthbenders on a metal ship so they couldn't bend at all. So then when they uprise and they go against the Fire Nation people, they had something to lose. They had, they were risking their lives. And this one, they're surrounded by earth. They're surrounded by dirt. Why? Aang, when he makes a speech, I'm like, are you guys dumb? That's like putting a waterbender in jail in the ocean. I'm like, you guys know you could earthbend. Like, what's stopping them from earthbending? I really don't get it. It just baffles me to this day. And another thing that they miss is King Boomy. They miss that completely character. So, no King Boomy. Jet, no Jet. And this is supposed to be, so they're not going to even introduce this because he basically did the whole season in just 1.5 hour movie. And that's why I don't think that there should be an Avatar movie unless it's not Avatar Aang. It's like another Avatar that we don't know about, like Kyoshi or something like that. But Avatar Aang, we know all this. They have all this good story, and when you put it in just a compact 1.5 hour movie, you're gonna miss some good character development. Like they don't go to Kyoshi Island, and let me tell you why that's important. Why they missed that part. Where Sokka, he thinks that girls can't do anything. He thinks that girls like, oh, you can't fight. You're a girl. He's saying that to Suki, who's one of the Kyoshi warriors, and that's where we learn about Kyoshi. In the movie, they're like, there's a statue of Kyoshi. Like, oh, Kyoshi loved to play. Aang's like, I used to love to play too. That's it. That's all you get from Kyoshi and Kyoshi Island. That is it. That one of the most badass avatars, and people love Kyoshi. That's the one line you get, and if you might have missed it too. You might have missed it because I'm like, I barely even, like, if you blinked, you're like, oh, you missed Kyoshi Island, and that's why he. Oh, I'm sorry, Sokka. He that's character development where he learns that, oh, women can fight, because she basically beats him up, and then he learns how to fight, and then at the end of the episode he's like wearing the makeup, and later on in the series they become a couple. But that's character development for Sokka that we never got in the movie, that we got in the show. So basically we're getting more character development, more fleshed out story in the show. A kid's show, cartoon, that in this cartoon we're getting more fleshed out stuff. I think that was just a big thing, that Sokka never got that character development for that from the Kyoshi warriors and Suki. He never got that character development that made him grow as a person. So he basically was the same person from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. He never did any heroics. He never grew as a character. He never learned to, like, oh, women, are not just in the kitchen or whatever. They could fight. They're warriors. They could go in the army. Some are better fighters than men. So we never got that stuff. And I think that was really missed in the movie, that you'll never ever get, because that's not part of season 2 or season 3, because that, Aang's thing, we never really got to see his in the beginning of the movie when he goes to the air temple. We never get to see his relationship with his masters and why he left. So when he goes into the Avatar state in the movie, it doesn't really hit home with everybody. It doesn't hit home with us, the audience. Like, oh, he's crying, the people died. Oh, he like one of his masters, and we don't really get to see why he's crying or why. So it doesn't hit home as hard as in the show where that is fleshed out. We have, you know, 1 or 2 episodes dedicated to how Aang was before he left and how he, you know, how he does that. And so that's another character development that we never get, and we never get fleshed out and see the range of Avatar Aang, or in the movie Ong, which pissed me off so bad. But it's just stuff like that. And Katara as well, we never really get to see her fully flesh out her waterbending. At the end of season 1, she basically becomes a master waterbender because Aang's like, oh, so he's talking to the waterbender in the South Pole, I believe, right? No, the North Pole. And he's like, oh, who's going to be my master? And he's like, look at Katara, she's going to be your master. So when Aang is with this moon spirit and he's meditating and she faces Zuko, in the show you're like, yes, Katara's badass. She can hold her own against Zuko. Zuko, in this one, we don't really get to see her. Of course she's going to get hit. She's not a master. She's not. I'm like, I think Aang is a better waterbender than her. I'm like, all this character development, we're never shown. We're told, like, the princess of the northern water tribe, so, they just say, oh, she has, when they just get there, they say Sokka has a good relationship with the princess. And that's the only thing that we get from it. Now we get a fleshed out conversation. They conversate. They have, then we see their relationship build. No, in the movie, there's like, oh, they have a good relationship. That's all you need to know. Like, basically the cartoon is more, I believe, is more adult than the actual movie, because in the movie we're being told like kids, like, this is what's happening, you guys don't need to see it, this, you're being told what's happening. In the show we're getting fleshed out stories where we're getting to see how the relationship unfolds and all that stuff. So this is just a mess of a movie. I think it had a big stain in M. Night Shyamalan's career, where like everybody's like, I don't want to see M. Night Shyamalan. And I was like that for a little bit. You know, I just barely re-saw the movie, because when I saw the movie the first time, I didn't really see Avatar: The Last Airbender, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So then when I saw it again after seeing on Netflix and seeing Legend of Korra, and then seeing this movie, I'm like, okay, these characters are not fleshed out. These characters are not they're not fleshed out at all. And they're nothing like the characters in the show. And like I was saying earlier, like with the Tom Hardy Venom thing, that Tom Hardy is Venom. Without him, that movie wouldn't be that good. In this movie, these characters do not do the characters justice at all. So I'm like, man, this is like the opposite problem, basically. So I do not recommend you watch this movie. Well, if you want to watch it, I guess, watch it. It's on Netflix. But I don't think it takes away anything from the show. The show stands on its own. I don't look at it as part of the show. I don't look at it as part of Legend of Korra. Like when I saw Legend of Korra, I wasn't really trying to compare it to Avatar: The Last Airbender, because of course it's gonna be better. But I think just look at it as its own show. It's fleshed out. I recommend you watch that on Netflix. And it's just this movie's not fleshed out. The characters have no character development. They try to compact one season into 1.5 hour movie, and you're not gonna do that. And another thing, I believe in season 1 as well, is where Aang learns how to firebend for a little bit. with this other guy. I forgot his name. It's JJ or something like that. He learns how to firebend, and we learn, and he burns Katara, and that's where Katara, I think, learns how to heal herself, and she heals herself with the water. So we know that she's a healer, and we get that character development in the show, and we see why Aang doesn't want to firebend until the third season, where he finally he's scared to firebend, and he's like, I burnt Katara, someone I like or someone I love, and I don't want to firebend. So that's a little bit more character development right there. We got in the first season again than we got in the last in the show. So it's just, this is crazy, man. Alrighty, guys, that's my review of The Last Airbender. It's an F. It failed on every front of. I don't think there's any redeeming things about because you have so much good. This was like on a platter for M. Night Shyamalan to get this. People were gonna go see it because it's one of the best shows. People are gonna go see it already, and disappointed everybody. So I think it's just crazy. So let me guys know what you think in the comment section below of the movie. Maybe did you like the movie? Was there like a person who liked the movie? Let me know in the comment section below. But make sure you guys like, subscribe, be posting more again. Sorry guys, I haven't been posting. I haven't posted in a month. I'm gonna be posting more videos again. But yeah, stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, and I'll see you guys later.